And so this morning, there's a few more verses, and these are the verses that I wish weren't in this parable, but they are. And we're going to read on and wrap this up here, but I want you to know these last verses pack a punch, because here's what happened. Next verse. The fellow servants were outraged at this guy's behavior of unforgiveness. And what did they do? They went and told their boss, their CEO, what happened. And so he calls the guy, the original forgiven servant, into the boardroom, into his office again. And this is not an occasion where he's going to show compassion. This is not an occasion where he has a tearful eye. This is not an occasion for him to have pity on the guy's family and his heart and his self. And he sits the guy down and he says, "You wicked servant." That's about the strongest that Jesus ever does. "You wicked servant." Another place he says, you vipers. But he says, "You wicked servant, all of this unpaid debt, all of these things that you owed me, I forgave yours because you asked me. Shouldn't you have done the same with your fellow servant?" And he calls the jailers and he says, "Take this guy away, and he needs to be tormented till he repays the debt." And then Jesus gets out of the parable and he turns to you and he turns to me and he says something that I wish he didn't. He says, "This is how it will be for any of you who do not forgive your brother or sister from the heart." And what my point is this morning, for your forgiveness that you're struggling with, for the hurt, for the pain, for the hard time you've been through, I don't have an easy solution. I just point to the cross and say that it's impossible to forgive someone horizontally until you understand how much you've been forgiven vertically. And I point to the cross and I say, He died on the cross for those sins. He died on the cross for that hurt and that pain and that hardship. And I have to tell you that a real, authentic Christian has no option. There is no option. If you truly want to follow Jesus, if you truly want to do things His way, as hard as it is and as difficult it is, and I know they've hurt you and all these things, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. Struggle with it. Find counseling. Read books. Get a partner to work on it with you, but you've got to struggle through it, because the challenge is choose forgiveness. Choose forgiveness.